Hello, everyone. Paris Jackson, the daughter of the late Michael Jackson, the king of pop, and one of the most enigmatic young figures in the entertainment world, has finally spoken the truth about what so many fans, critics, and insiders have quietly suspected for years, and her emotional admission has left the internet in disbelief, sparking waves of compassion, debate, and reflection across social media platforms. For most of her life, Paris has existed in a strange and often painful spotlight, born into unimaginable fame, but also the heavy shadow of her father's legendary yet complicated legacy. And her latest revelation, made during a deeply candid interview and an emotional social media live stream, marks a turning point in her journey of self-definition, as she finally confirms that the image the public thought they knew was only a fragment of her truth. In her own words, Paris admitted that she has spent years battling with her identity, not only as the daughter of a global icon, but as a woman who has struggled to reconcile the expectations placed upon her with the person she's truly becoming. And she revealed that what many people suspected about her struggles with mental health, family tensions, and personal authenticity were, in fact, rooted in a reality far more painful and complex than anyone realized. She confessed that from a young age, she felt trapped in a cycle of grief, confusion, and pressure, saying that, "The world never let me just be Paris. I was always Michael Jackson's daughter, and that's a title that came with both love and chains," a statement that struck millions of viewers to their core. The emotional honesty of her confession confirmed what fans had long sensed, that behind her carefully composed interviews and artistic endeavors, Paris had been fighting a silent battle to define herself outside of her father's name, the family's public image, and the expectations of an industry that never allowed her to grow privately. She admitted that her teenage years were some of the darkest periods of her life, revealing struggles with depression, self-image, and a longing for belonging that she could never quite find, despite the fame and fortune surrounding her. She opened up about the pressure of constantly being compared to her father, not only his genius, but his flaws, controversies, and global influence, and how that comparison haunted her as she tried to build her own career as a musician, model, and actress. "I love my father more than words can say," she explained tearfully. "But I had to learn that loving him didn't mean I had to lose myself." And in that single sentence, she captured the heartbreaking truth of growing up in the wake of a legend whose fame consumed everything around him. What shocked many viewers was Paris's acknowledgment that for years she hid her pain behind art, activism, and a calm bohemian public persona, while inside she was breaking down, struggling to find peace amid fame, gossip, and inner demons. She also addressed long-standing speculation about her strained relationship with certain members of the Jackson family, admitting that while she will always love her relatives, she often felt misunderstood and unsupported in her quest to live authentically, especially when her choices, her music style, her tattoos, her fashion, her openness about identity and spirituality clashed with the traditional expectations of the Jackson family name. Her admission wasn't a bitter tell-all. It was a gentle but powerful act of liberation, as she confessed that she has spent the last few years in deep therapy and spiritual reflection, finally finding comfort in knowing that she doesn't owe the world explanations for who she is or how she lives. For many fans, her openness confirmed what they had long admired about her, that Paris Jackson, for all her fame, is a survivor, someone who has faced trauma, loss, addiction, and public scrutiny, yet continues to turn her pain into art. She revealed that her recent music is directly inspired by her healing process, saying that every lyric is a conversation with her younger self, the scared little girl who lost her father too soon and was thrust into a world that demanded perfection while she was still trying to understand herself. In the same conversation, Paris touched on her complicated relationship with fame, calling it both a curse and a calling, admitting that she once hated her celebrity lineage but has since come to see it as a responsibility to use her platform to advocate for mental health awareness, authenticity, and love in an age of judgment and social media toxicity. She spoke about how she learned to stop chasing validation, both from the public and from her family, and how that shift saved her life. The moment I stopped trying to be what people wanted me to be, I started to actually live. Many fans interpreted this as her quiet acknowledgement of her journey toward self-acceptance in every aspect, including her mental health and her expression of identity, which she says is something she no longer feels the need to explain or justify to anyone. What makes Paris's admission so powerful is that it came not from scandal or desperation, but from strength, a woman finally standing in her truth, acknowledging the darkness she's walked through and the light she's found on the other side. She credited her closest friends, her therapy, and her music as the tools that helped her rediscover peace, saying that healing isn't glamorous, it's messy, it's painful, but it's worth it. And her vulnerability resonated with millions who saw in her story a reflection of their own struggles to be understood in a world that constantly labels and defines people. As clips of her confession spread across social media, countless fans and celebrities praised her bravery, calling her a mirror of resilience and a living testament to the power of truth. For many, this marks a new chapter in Paris Jackson's life, not one dictated by her father's shadow or the media's assumptions, but one shaped by her voice, her art, and her refusal to hide anymore. And as she continues to release new music, make public appearances, and speak out about authenticity and healing, it's clear that this moment, this long-awaited admission, isn't about scandal or shock value. It's about reclaiming her narrative, proving that behind the mystery and the fame is a young woman who has survived immense pain to find her purpose. At 26, Paris Jackson has finally confirmed what so many suspected, not that she was broken, but that she was healing, not that she was lost, but that she was becoming. And in doing so, she's shown the world that even the children of legends have their own light to shine, and that sometimes the bravest thing anyone can do is to simply tell the truth about who they really are. Thanks for watching.